So it's Thursday night, and I'm riding over to the Don, because tonight, Full Gas Masters. Which is basically a select group of middle-aged men squeezing into Lycra, ill-fitting Lycra, and shouting at each other for an hour. Now, there are bikes involved at some point, but it's mainly Lycra and shouting from what I can work out. So can I update? So it's July 31st, which seems like a long time left in the season, but depressingly enough, last Wednesday, coming back from Lee Valley, it was getting dark on the way home. So the nights are closing in. So probably looking at about 2 months racing left, which kind of seems both like a lot and not very much. Total score for me at the moment, BC points, is about 160. So we got 40 more points left to go to hit my season goal to get that Cat 1 license. Which again, kind of seems like a lot, and also doesn't seem like a lot depending on your point of view. Let's get past these traffic lights. Now I chose this road to film on because it's a quiet road, but as always, as soon as I get the camera out, every man and their dog is driving by, or riding. So yeah, 160 points for the season. So I think I've worked out I've got about 14 races left. So 40 more points left to go. Now I've won the last 2 races. Now annoyingly, Cyclo Park a few weeks ago, there were only 9 of us in the 50 plus cap, which meant I only got 3 points. So it has been quiet. People are coming back for their holidays. So we'll see what the field is like tonight. I know a few of the hitters are back, so I'm up against it. You never quite know with Hillingdon. You kind of rock over having a plan, and you see who's on the start sheet. And then by the time you get there, there's 20 more dudes who you hadn't factored in, and it's a completely different race. So I'm trying not to make any plans, but top 3, I think would be a good goal. That's where we need to be hitting. That's what we're aiming for. So yeah, let's go over there, try and put some dicks in, try and get warmed up, and we'll see how things go. Right then, so here we are on the start line. And as I thought, by the time I got down there, a fair few more people had signed up. I think there was 10 signed up when I left the flat. But by the time I got down there, I think we had a good 20, 25 in our V50 category. So whilst I'm having a bit of a chat with the guys before the start of the race, taking a bit of a chance to have a look around and see who's there, who the hitters are, who I need to be worried about. So I'd say we've got 2 or 3 really decent sprinters in the group today, who more than likely want to keep it together and bring it back to a sprint. We've got a couple of the Cat 1s in as well, very strong guys. And also to my left in the coal kit, we've got Nick, who's definitely going to try and rip everyone's legs off and get in the breakaway early doors for sure. Now a bit of housekeeping just as we roll around the first lap. This is a Full Gas Masters race. So we've got a 40 plus category and a 50 plus category. Now I'm in the 50 plus category, so we're wearing the yellow numbers, and the 40 plus guys are all in the white numbers. So we all race as a big group, but the results are separated. So we can use each other and work together, But in regards to competing against each other, I'm only really worried about the yellow bibs. They're the ones I'm concerned about. Now, there are a couple of strong boys in the 40 plus, the two Veraloom guys in blue. So they're more than likely going to try and bridge away, get a break. And they work pretty well as a team. So usually if one gets away, the other one sits on the front and does a bit of blocking. Now, that's not a major concern to me, but the big concern is, of course, Nick in my category, he likes to get away, and ideally he likes to get away with them, so they make a nice team going away. So I'd say that's probably his big plan today. They'll be using each other because they're all really strong guys, and they'll be using each other to see if they can get away from the group. And to be honest, most times when they go, there's not much bringing them back. So they've definitely, you want to be close to them, and you want to be ready to react if any of those guys jump. Having said that, last few weeks, what I've noticed is everybody seems to be at a decent level now. I'm not sure if it's because everyone's had like 2 or 3 months kind of racing across the season or what it is, but as a group as a whole, it's getting harder and harder to get away. So with this in mind, the tactic today is to just play it a little bit more cool, sit a little bit further to the back, have faith in the other guys to do the chasing. There don't seem to be too many splits. Most of the guys down the field, from like 1 to 30, all seem to be able to hold the wheel when things speed up. And one thing I've noticed is the amount of draft you get further down the back, which I guess most people know, but you just do no work in the group at all. And when you're up the front trying to react to all of the moves, the amount of effort you're putting in just to chase down moves is immense. So the advantage of being up the front is if a move goes, you've got a better chance of getting on it. But the way everyone's been riding, I'm pretty confident today. I'm hedging my bets a bit. It's going to be really tough for a move to get away. So I'm going to try and play it a little bit cool, not react to too many things, not be too worried about getting too close to the front. And then last 10 or 15 minutes, see if any chances come up. And if a chance comes up there, I'll give it a dig, but I think up until then the plan is try and stay super cool. Now there is one more bit of information that I should probably get everyone up to speed with, is that I was actually down here a few days ago doing a sprint session. Monday daytime I popped down during the day because there's no one riding on the track, so it's a great time to come down and do a sprint session. And I wanted to get some video to send back to my coach, so I brought this really cool hover drone thing I have down, which got some really cool footage. Though annoyingly, during one of the sprints, it lost its way a bit and it ended up in this massive hedge all the way along the side of the home straight. So I spent a good 15-20 minutes rummaging through this hedge trying to find this bloody drone, which wasn't ideal, which didn't seem a big thing at the time. But I have noticed since then that my right cleat wasn't quite 100%. Now I had ordered some new cleats the night before and they seemed okay, but by the time I got down to the start line I had noticed the clipping in wasn't as crisp as it usually should be, and this will come to play a little bit later in the race. Right then, so here we are coming around to the end of the first lap. And I've been chilling out the back, but my spidey senses started picking up a little bit, and this nice alleyway opened up for me down the left-hand side, so I gave it a bit of a dig just to move up a few spaces, and the timing was perfect because just as I came up towards the front, a few moves kicked off, so I managed to find myself a nice little spot here ahead of Bob in blue and just behind Simon and Norman in black, two strong guys, and the pace has picked up a bit with the first moves of the day trying to go off the front. So it's not too bad, a nice strong pace but nothing too tricky. So I'm just slotting into place and I can see Nick on the front making his first move of the day. Now I'm pretty chill, I've got a few good wheels. I know most of the guys in front of me, I know they're all strong guys. And even though he's got a gap going around the kicker there, I'm not panicking at all because I know the guys in front of me can close the gap down if need be. And worst comes to worst, I've still got the power myself to make a dig across. Now, so as we're coming out of the kicker though, as I'm punching out of it, a little 800 watt punch, for the first time today, my right foot comes out of the cleat. So all of a sudden I've been gapped, I'm down to one leg, so I've got to clip back in really quickly, put the power down because the move's going and I need to be on the back of these guys straight away. I can't be dragging guys across and wasting watts. So like I said, super strong guys, so you want to be in the group with them, you want to be right on their wheel as they make their move. Now fortunately I close it down pretty quick. There's a bit of a headwind coming around the bend here as well, so I can just slot back in, and as we see, we've gapped the group behind. So I think it's Andy, poor Andy's doing all the work dragging the group back to us here. So he's doing all the work on the front, doing a huge amount of watts, whilst I'm doing no watts at all. So a nice little dig to kick things off, nothing too tricky. Having said that, unclipped for the first time today, and already this early into the race, not 100% confident in my bike, which isn't a great situation to be in early doors in a crit like this. Right, so a couple of laps later now, we've had a few attacks going off the front, but nothing major. Andy from Ride Revolution in the 40 Plus has just made a bit of a dig, and he's stretched things out a bit, but he's got brought back. This is a great time for a counter attack, and we see one of the boys from Veruloom, I think he has a dig off the front and takes one of the boys in pink with him. So there's a bit of reaction from all the guys. Now they're both 40 plus category riders, so obviously we don't need to chase. But we don't want anyone getting in the break with them. So I think that's Nick on the front trying to close it down. I presume he's trying to get in the break with them, but he's dragging us all back along with him. I think, as I mentioned early on in the video, I think he's keen to get in the break with one of the Veruloom guys. I think there's 3 guys in the race who can probably go away and stay away for the entire time. So he's obviously keen to get in a break with them, but we're all wise to that. So eventually he has to ease up, because he's clearly a marked man by the 50 pluses, who I'd say we're probably doing a better job of marking than some of the other guys, because the 2 40 plus guys are allowed a bit of a gap and they're allowed to ride off the front. And now we've got this situation where there's a lot of yellow bibs who probably aren't going to chase, and there's one poor white bib on the front who's going to have to do a lot of work, and the only other white bib in front of me is the teammate of the guy who's gone up the road. So one of those kind of standard full gas masters situations now, where you've got a group of young guys going up the road, a group of older guys who aren't that really motivated to chase, and a lot of people sat out the back watching, hoping someone's going to do something. Now, just when it looks like the brake's going to head up the road, a little 2-man brake going up the road, it does kick off one more time. I think that's Nick on the front there making one last gasp effort to get in the break with the guys. Though unfortunately for him, he's marked out. We're all pretty wise to it by this point. A lot of strong 50 plus riders in the race, so he's having a tough time getting away. So at this point, I think it's the second Veruloom guy puts in a little bit of a dig, and he sees if he can roll the dice and get over to his teammate and get involved with the break. Though unfortunately for him, a 50 plus jumps on his wheel, which means we all have to react, and he pretty much drags us all back up to the front again. Now I'd say at this point in the race, the pace has been fairly fast, though a lot of the attacks have been going off the front, and they haven't been that hard to follow at all, which is why I think guys are finding it hard to get away. As mentioned before the race, everyone's been pretty strong these days, so even though it's stretched out, if you look back down the line, it's pretty stretched out. No one's getting gapped, everyone's still in the draft, and it feels pretty smooth. So at this point, I'm realising it's getting harder and harder for a break to get away. The one caveat being that in the 40 plus category, we've got one of their guys, one of the Veruloom guys, he's actually managed to get away, and you've got one of his teammates on the front, easing up, slowing up the pace with about 3 or 4 50 plus guys. And as you can see, pace eases right up, You've got his teammate on the front slowing things down. You've got guys coming to the front who never see the front, which is always a sign that the pace is easing up a bit. Slowed right down. And the Veraloon guy, he's well gone. So by the time a couple of the 40 plus guys react, I'd say he already has a good 30 seconds on the group. So a bit of a chase does start, and it does last a few laps, but it's certainly disjointed, I'd say. You've got this big field of about 30 guys, and you've got a couple of guys in the 40 plus, they're working on the front, but it only ever seems to be two on the front at one time, and they're either kind of attacking or kind of doing turns. Always a couple of 40 plus guys with the teammate of the Veraloon guy behind them blocking, and then a bunch of 50 plus guys. And I don't know where all the other 40 plus guys went. They seem to be poodling around the back, not doing much. And it seems to be this weird state, which you get a lot in these kind of races, where you've got a big bunch of guys relying on a small bunch of guys to do most of the work and hopefully bringing the breakaway rider back. Pace actually stays pretty fast, so you've got these guys making a bit of a chase on the front, which means it's getting harder and harder for the guys in my category to get away. And whilst there are a few situations where it looks like brakes might go and things get stretched out, I make the conscious decision to go and chill out the back, save as many watts as possible, and see if I can't do something, if there's not a chance that comes up when I've got fresh legs and I can... Right then, so we rejoined the race with about 3 laps left to go, and not a lot has happened. A few brakes have tried to go up the road, but they never get more than about 20 or 30 metres. And it always looks like they're going to get brought back. Now, I've been pretty much chilling at the back about the last 20 minutes or so. I think I averaged something like 215 watts for this race, which is insane, just how little work I did. Funnily enough, I just bought this new camera for the bike, this rear view camera. I thought it'd be a good way of getting kind of footage of people coming over to breakaways and stuff. But I literally haven't filmed anything but road behind me for most of the race, because I've been sat right on the back doing no work at all, having a bit of a chat with the guys, and it's almost been like quite a nice social club ride more than the crit race. But we're getting into the last 2.5 laps now, so this is business time, so it's time to kind of knuckle down and start looking for some opportunities to attack, or maybe to get in a good position for a sprint. Now, one thing that has happened is somehow they've managed to bring the breakaway rider back, so we are Gruppo Compacto. Though in regards to my race, everything's still the same, and I'm still looking for a chance to get away at some point if I can. Now, whilst there's 2.5 left to go and it is getting pretty stretched out, I'm still relaxed, I'm still comfortable. I know Nick likes to do all these turns until about 2 laps left to go, and then he seems to ease off. So the last few weeks I've been up at the front around this point, but I've got faith that it's going to all bunch back together. And I'm looking for an opportunity when it blobs up, I can put in a bit of a dig and see if I can't get off the front. Now, with 2 laps left to go, Steve in black here, he comes around, and I think he's pretty much attacked. With 2 or 3 to go, every race I've done over the last 2 months. So I'm on his wheel thinking he's going to make a dig. And it slows right up, but there's just no gap for us to get through. So I have a little shimmy over to the left-hand side and see if anything's going on there. And now I'm behind Dylan now, in pink, who's another strong rider. And there's a little gap on the left-hand side for us to move up. And even though his teammates are on the front, he makes a little move to the front here, and I'm thinking, Yeah, he's going to make a dig, so I'm up for going with him. If he goes, I'm on his wheel. He has a little look to his left, and I think at this point, he's about to make a dig. Though annoyingly, he just eases back in, and I have to wait a little bit more and see if another chance comes up. One thing I would say, I've unclipped about 3 or 4 times in the race by this point, so I've got no confidence in my bike at all, so I know that I can't really sprint. So I'm totally committed now to having to make some kind of break at some point, because I don't fancy getting out of the seat and do a standing sprint, because my bike isn't super reliable. So the plan is, any chance I can get, I'm going to have a dig off the front and see if I can get a space, get a gap. Now with 1 to go, that's my kind of time frame. So that's about a 2-minute effort, so I think I can do something there. And the plan is, all the way through the race, a gap is opened up on the home straight on the left-hand side. So the plan is to sit right at the back, as far back as I can, give myself as much running room as I can, and then just to attack on the left-hand side of speed, get as much speed as I can coming through the finish line, and then hopefully get a nice gap. And then I can put down a big 2-minute effort where hopefully I can stay away and get a decent result. So I'm carrying a nice lot of speed down the bend here, but annoyingly, it bunches right up and there's no space on the left-hand side. So the entire race has been space on the left-hand side, and it's been a great spot to move up. But as happens, a lot of these kind of races, you get to the last lap and there's just no gap. It slows right up, and I'm looking for a gap to go through. And again, Steve comes through here in black. He's right in front of me, and I see a little gap in front, and I think he's going to make a move. But again, he doesn't go for that gap. Every race he's attacked the last 3 or 4 months, but today isn't the day he's going to attack. Finally, I see a gap and I make a little 1,000-watt dig, but again, my foot comes out, my foot slips, so the chance is gone. I've missed the chance. Though fortunately, I managed to clip back in straight away, and now I've got a fairly good position, I think 4th wheel behind a good sprinter. So even though I'm not 100% confident in my bike, I'm not 100% confident my foot isn't going to come out, I've got to quickly readdress the situation and make the best of a bad situation. And let's see if we can't get a good draft for the finish. But even though I can't 100% commit to the sprint, I reckon if I can hold on to a good wheel, I can probably hang on for some decent points. Now, the one mistake I do make here is because I'm not 100% confident coming out of this corner. I must have unclipped around this corner about 3 times today. I let the paceline rider come around the outside of me, which I shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be giving up spaces with a kilometre left to go. You need to make yourself as big as possible and not let anyone get past you. Now, I am behind a couple of good sprinters here. We've got Joe in white and then Gib in blue, who's an ex-Commonwealth Games track sprinter, I think. So they're big units as well, so they should be a good draft. So I'm just trying to stay on their wheel, fight for their wheel. Again, not 100% confident in the bike, but I luck out a little bit here that it kicks off on the front and it stretches out a little bit, and I've got some good wheels to follow, heading around into the last 500 metres. Now, Nick gets a good run down the left-hand side, and I think he's going to get a perfect run into the sprints, though unluckily for him, and luckily for me, they get pushed on to the grass. And when Joe in white launches his sprint early, I do everything I can to stay on his wheel and put down as much power as I can from a seated position. Now, annoyingly, even in a seated position, my foot comes a little bit loose here, so I can't fully commit to it as much as I want, but I'm just putting as many watts down, get the cadence as high as I can, pretty much with one leg now, just trying to stay in the draft. And at this point, I'm expecting a swarm of riders to come flying past me in the last 50, 100 metres or so, but miraculously, I just managed to hold on, and by the end of it all, I managed to snag myself 4th place, which isn't too bad. Alright, so riding back through the park. Just been riding back with Nick and Paddy, having a nice little chat. It's not a bad result tonight, 4th place, which all things considered, it's not too bad. It's a big old field. Few hitters there. It's quite easy to just chill at the back tonight. It looked like nothing was going to get away. And then just an awfully slow last lap.
Yeah, a bit of a funny one in that I just kept unclipping. I had ordered new cleats and they felt a bit sketchy during the race. So fortunately they're coming tomorrow. But actually unclipping, I wasn't 100% confident in the sprint. So the plan was just to try and get the best wheel I could and hold on with a seated sprint. So with that in mind, I think fourth isn't too bad. So what's that, 166? Something like that. It's a nice warm night, nice riding back with the boys. Good bit of a muck about. Yeah, life is good. On to the next one.